Hello, it's the 4th of March. Hello and welcome to the 95th show of Get Out of Rap TV. The 4th of March is also my son Taylor's birthday, who's at Cardiff University in his final year, so won't be watching this. But I just want to say happy birthday, son, and I love you. This show is brought to you by my partners. I couldn't do this or anything else without them. So thank you to The Forum, Better Outsourcing, and Alvaria. Thank you guys very, very much. So, how are we all? Let's do the health and safety. There will be no scheduled fire alarm today. There could be a dog related issue or an Amazon delivery, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Remember as well, of course, if your comments are not showing, I'm not ignoring you. Please just refresh LinkedIn. So, that's all that out the way. Who is already here? Oh, Alan. Good morning, Alan. I loved your post the other day. You had some health issues last year. Great to see you back to health and a full round of golf. Great picture as well. Oh, Sam B is here. Good morning, Sam. Now, Sam is a team manager, team leader, contact center manager looking for a new role. So please do get in touch. Let's use the networking bar and then we can all connect with each other and help each other out. It's what it's all about. Oh, Jonathan O'Connor. Hello, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Now, I think, let me just check. Jonathan, you certainly are in the draw. We're going to do the draw. You can win one of these. Hey, Ed. Good morning, Ed from Quitcell. We are chatting tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And hopefully some big news coming soon. But great to see you, my friend. Alan, I was terrible, but you only ever remember the good shots. That is the challenge with golf, isn't it? One shot and you think, oh, I can actually do this game. I used to play a lot a long time ago, but the most I've done recently is I was at the range the other night, and my God, ranges have changed. It's got all technology, loads of technology showing me how far my duff shots have gone. There she is, Kerry Sudell. Good morning. Lovely, lovely Kerry. Hello. Now, who is this? There's something in your settings. Good morning with the sunshine. It is a lovely, lovely day. I'm sorry. It might show for everyone else, but I can't see who you are. So I don't want to guess. If you could just let me know and so I can say hello properly. Charlie, good morning, Charlie. Congrats on the new role as well. I hope that is going well. And Tracy Newton, good morning. Okay. I'm not sure. Should we do the draw where you can win one of these, or should we get to know each other a little bit? Let's do the draw. Come on. Okay. Here we go. So, Kerry, you are in it. Jonathan, you are. I'm not sure if any of the others are here, but let me just remove this comment. And here we go. Are you excited? This is to win one of these new t-shirts. Come on, click. Who's it going to be? Woohoo! There's little Hugo. Look, it is Jane. Jane Slater, you have won one of these. So all I need is the for you to DM me your address, and I will get that out to you very, very quickly. So well done, Jane. Who have I missed? Lewis Gallagher. Good morning. How are you doing, my friend? G'day, mate. Proper Australian here. Luke Dobson. Luke is awesome. Being a guest on the podcast as well. You should check that out. Here he is. Spencer Collins. Hey, Spencer. I am flying sky high with you, buddy. Look out. I will be doing an announcement soon that involves Spencer. Before that, though, please do check out what he is doing with Roger Voice. Roger Voice is all about accessibility for the hard of hearing and the deaf. It's a wonderful, wonderful service. I'm not being paid for this. All I'm saying is that Spencer has massively been on a mission about inclusivity and accessibility in contact centers. Roger Voice has been game changing for him and others in the deaf and hard of hearing community. So please do check out Spencer and Roger Voice. Oh, we are honored. Claire is here, Claire Muscat of Women in CX. Now, we've had lovely meetings, and I will be talking about Claire and a podcast because on Saturday it is International Women's Day. So we are doing something extra special for that. But it is wonderful to see you here. Claire and the work of Women in CX is absolutely top notch. I recommend checking it out. Straight back at you, Claire. Thank you. Tracy Newton says, I've been loving Spencer's posts. Well, you'll love what we have planned and Roger Voice. But Tracy, thank you very much. Now, we want to get to know each other. It's lovely to see you all. We always give our professional front, don't we, when we're on LinkedIn? Well, some of us most of the time. Sometimes I put my face on a sea lion, or the other day I did myself as a balloon. But the majority of people do a professional front. However, what I would like to know is how would your friends describe you? So please do write in the comments. How would your friends describe you? Keep it, well, I'm going to say keep it clean. You can make good use of asterisks if you need to. It depends which group of friends. For me, we had the girls' football training last night, and they are an under 16s team, so they are not backward in coming forward. And they describe me as a bit of a loon. They don't ever listen to me about football tactics or how we should play, but we do have a good laugh. It's a really nice moment. My friends, my football team, will describe me as lots of other words. Okay, Claire is kicking us off. Claire's friends would describe her as a crazy cat lady. We have two crazy cats in this house. Whiskers, who I put on LinkedIn yesterday, and one who looks like she wants to kill me anytime I look at her or try and stroke her, and that's Bella. How many cats do you have, Claire? Okay. Charlie's friends would describe him as a dark horse. Oh, that has several connotations, Charlie, doesn't it? What does that mean? What do they mean? Are you a bit of a bandit at games? A bit of a dark horse? Do you mean beneath, beneath the kind of professional calm exterior, there's a devil inside? Kerry Sudell says direct, honest, and a teeny bit ridiculous. I don't think they say teeny bit, Kerry. I think they say a lot. A lot ridiculous. Redonkulous. Jonathan O'Connor says karate nerd. Oh, I love a bit of MMA. So karate is right up there. Steve Wonderboy Thompson is one of my favorite fighters who he leads with karate. Claire says just one called Small. What a great name. But she is my actual fur baby. Listen, I'm right behind that. Hugo. I've got to be careful what I say, but everyone in the family says that I love Hugo more than anyone else. I added in the teeny. You caught me. I did. There's no way you are a teeny bit ridiculous. Come on. The thing is, yeah, with all of this, it's the same with how we dress and stuff like that. You can be as bonkers as you like, but an absolute professional and hard-working person with what you do as a job and your passion, right? So that's absolutely you, Kerry. A teeny bit ridiculous, but amazing at what you do. Spencer, this doesn't surprise me. My friend calls me a foghorn because I am loud and pretty much speak for the world. Blame my hearing aids. They don't exactly come with a whisper option, but at least you can hear me properly now. Consider it a public service. I think your friends have got you spot on there, Spencer. But it's a foghorn we all love. Alan, this is a cracker. Alan Donaghy, a caring, funny nerd. If these are the epitaphs that we have, then happy days, right? These are the kind of things that the nice badges of honor that we carry around, because there's not much better than a caring, funny nerd. Okay, so please do keep these coming. How would your friends describe you? Well done, Jane, on winning the t-shirt as well. That will be out to you today. I mentioned this Saturday is International Women's Day. What better way to celebrate this than the podcast I recorded with the wonderful Claire? Just so you know, it says out now. It's not out until Friday, but it was awesome. It was awesome. I learned so much from a wonderful, wonderful, passionate human being who is on a mission to create more human centered businesses, a more human centered world, and with women at the forefront of that. So, as you approach International Women's Day, Friday, Friday morning, as soon as you wake up, you'll be able to listen and watch this podcast with Claire Muscat, the founder and CEO of Women in CX, an amazing, amazing community. And to all the guys out there, this podcast explains so much. Claire explains so much. And critically, she also talks about how we can be better allies, which I think is hugely important. And it touches upon, you might be driven by different factors, right? And let's say it's a business outcome. Claire shares in the podcast how diverse teams, teams where women have equity and equal opportunity for senior positions, perform better than those that don't. But it's brilliant. I came away from that absolutely inspired, and that episode is out on Friday. So here's your question. Now, don't let me down, guys. You're always really good with this. So my question is, how well is the industry ensuring that women have equal opportunities for promotion to senior roles? What real actions have you seen that are making a difference? Now, I'm thinking about our contact center and CX world, but how well is the industry ensuring that women have equal opportunities for promotion to senior roles? What real actions have you seen that are making a difference? And remember, we're a safe environment. No one's going to shoot you down. We are all about healthy debate. Maybe you have an opinion, and you're worried that it might be contentious. You know, we're all friends here, so let's talk about it. But when you think about our industry, how well do you think we are doing? And mine has been an interesting journey, perhaps like a lot of you, in that the majority of my leaders in my career in operations were women. So perhaps I was a little bit naive that I didn't necessarily, well, I knew that there were problems in society, but I always thought, oh, the contact center we're leading the way. We're super progressive. This is brilliant. You know, we all show up to work and everyone has an equal opportunity to progress and be their best self. It was only when I became a senior leader, one of the senior leadership team, that I realized there were not many women in the senior positions. And Claire talks about that far more eloquently than I could on the podcast. Claire is kicking us off. Thank you, Claire. Those companies that provide equal parental leave allow flexible working and ensure equal pay. Critical point there about parental leave, flexible working, and ensure equal pay. It's funny because after doing the podcast, there is a lovely friend of mine called Flora Nicholson, who I recommend you all following on LinkedIn, who tagged me in a post of a friend of hers who came back from maternity and was basically bullied out of the role. And she shared in that post some stats around how common that is. So it's a really, really interesting topic. Alan says, I think the best way to sum this up is like my old biology teacher said in my school report: shows potential but must do more work to progress. You now we're conjuring up images of a young Alan in biology. Now, did you live up to that potential, Alan? But you make a great point. So there is potential, but must do more work to progress for our industry in ensuring that women have equal opportunities for promotion to senior roles. What have your experiences been when you think about the company you're at now, or the company you were at, any of the companies you were at previously? How did they do when you think about this question? What do we think? Whilst you are hopefully typing, I'm just going to have a quick drink. It's sugar-free, but training for the marathon, it's taking it out of me, so I do need some support throughout the day. Come on, we must have some more. Here we go. Spencer. The industry is making strides with mentorship, unconscious bias training, great point, and leadership development, pushing more women into senior roles. Initiatives like flexible work, paid family leave, and women's leadership networks are driving real change. Women's leadership networks like Women in CX absolutely are. It's just grammar, but it's powerful, isn't it? I'm not sure pushing is the right phrase, Spencer. I think it's got to be about, surely it's got to be about removing barriers, right? But I take your point. I don't think that's what you mean. Mentorship, unconscious bias training, I love. Thank you, Spencer. Kerry says, those who are open to hiring in a different way. What a great point, coming from the recruitment angle, recruitment expert, Kerry Sudale. So those who are open to hiring in a different way. If you have the same referrals in the same industry, you will always hire the same type of people, and thus progress the same type of people. So true. I can remember, even at an agent level, when we were hiring, when we needed larger numbers, the referral scheme was always a great one for us. It was a kind of go-to for our operations and one of the companies I worked at. And it was one of our HR managers who said, what are we doing here? We have to be careful. I think we felt comfortable because a lot of the referrals came from people that had been to university and then came out of university and stayed in the town or the city. So it was quite a diverse group. But equally, we did have referrals where it was the same type of people. It was their friends, right? So, okay, they're coming in thick and fast. Spencer says, companies tracking and reporting on diversity goals are seeing results. Perfect, Spencer. But lasting impact comes from a genuine, ongoing commitment to systemic change, ensuring equal opportunities for women. Spencer, that is brilliant, and I think we are all right behind that. Charlie Adams. Charlie, one company I was at made it a culture change, holding themselves accountable by publishing the male-female ratios in senior roles. That is awesome. This was led by the C-suite and led to roles being openly talked about more obviously. How cool is that kind of transparency? Because it's only through that we can bring things to the fore, right? Rather than people going, there's no women in the C-suite. By publishing those numbers and saying, here's our C-suite, here's our director level, here's this, here's that. I think that's great, Charlie. Thank you for sharing that. Kerry says, you find there are a higher degree of women in leadership roles in different sectors. Fashion, for example, higher population of women in leadership, less so in insurance. Yes, by vertical is interesting, isn't it? When you think about contact centers, we cover them all. So we are a good yardstick, if you like, of how we are doing. Danny, thank you for joining us from holiday. That is commitment, Danny. I'm afraid you didn't win a t-shirt, but I feel inclined to send you one. Danny says, agree with Kerry. If you're still hiring in the same way as we did in the 90s, then we'll still have the same type of disparities that we had in the 90s. Very true. Um, Alan Donaghy, I learned most about the industry from two ladies who were deeply knowledgeable in terms of metrics, but also amazingly intuitive about people. I've tried to emulate them throughout the last 10 years, and I'm deeply appreciative that they are both able to be a sounding board for me at times. That is so cool, Alan. Much like you, there are key figures in my um, career, but also right now, who have managed to combine both a real astuteness around business metrics, that type of thing, but are intuitive about people. And they are women leaders that I have worked for and learned a lot from. Tracy Newton says, I've also had the pleasure of working over the past 30 years with strong female leaders, but we have such a long way to go. It is great to see companies like NICE, Verin, and Genesis launch mentorship and leadership initiatives to help women move into senior roles. What a great example. Tracy, thank you for sharing that, because I didn't know that they were doing that. And those are the real actions, aren't they? What real actions have you seen that are making a difference? Peter is here now. Just very quickly, side note: Pete Dunne is an absolute expert and workaholic, and a lovely, lovely human being, and is looking for a new role. Think of anything: operations, QA, WFM, sales, marketing, any type of leadership role, being the public face of your company. Pete is the man. Looking for a new role, you have to check him out. And if you know of anyone looking, please do point him in the right direction. However, let's look at his comment. Pete Dunne, from my own view, in brackets non-scientific, I think the contact center industry is more equitable than many others I've seen being a part of over the years. I've certainly had a lot of female managers and mentors. Still, definitely lots more to be done on more diverse C suites, though. Is this the final sort of barrier? Please do check out the podcast on Friday. Claire is going. You will learn something, guaranteed, and you'll also learn what an amazing human being Claire is. If you don't already know that. Danny, I love this. Danny Wareham is currently stood in a ticket queue at the train station in Florence. Sounds like you're in a movie, Danny. Are you wearing like a man from Del Monte? I know it's Spain, but yeah, and you're in Italy. But I've got that image of you in a queue. You've just had an espresso. You've got a white linen suit on, maybe with a fedora. Oh, is that is that the look you're going for? You and your wonderful partner. Is that what's happening right now? What a lovely city as well, Florence. Okay, these are great. A great example from the UK is Alison Rose, the CEO of NatWest Group. She became the first woman to lead a major UK bank. And under her leadership, NatWest has made significant strides in promoting gender equality. Rose has championed initiatives to increase diversity at senior levels, such as setting specific targets for women in leadership positions and creating leadership programs designed to support women's career progression. I love that. And I didn't know that. So thank you, Spencer. Perry. Hi, Perry. How you doing? How's the running going? I think the advancement in the WFM tools have helped. Oh, this is interesting. Seen a great example at LBS on the whole ED and I piece, as the more flexible scheduling gives more opportunities in the industry for everyone, no matter of your personal circumstances. Gone are the set shifts. So important, with a greater proportion of women still responsible for childcare. That flexibility that we were kind of forced into through, well, I say some of the industry, was through the pandemic, thankfully has stood the test of time. I think we have to be careful with the whole you must come back into the contact center. That's fine as long as it is combined, like you say, with these flexible shifts. So Perry, really good point about WFM tools as well. James Connors of Quitcell, awesome human being, great company. Okay, good to see you. Maybe not a direct answer, but I'm always impressed with the women in the industry that hold senior positions, making a conscious effort to bring through more talented women, which we'll all see the benefit of in the future. So true. I can't imagine. I don't want to stray into politics. It's very difficult not to, but I can't imagine we'd be in the kind of situations we're in now if there were more women leaders, especially of certain countries. But I don't want to go there. Thanks for the plug, mate. Says Pete. You are more than welcome. I'm 100. You know, I love you to death. Pete Dunn, the broken run. This is from Claire Muscat. Talking to Pete. The broken rung in CX, women taking the first step on the management ladder, in brackets, is triple that of the mainstream. 70% of the frontline workforce are women, but only 37% make it into management. And that is staggering. And we pick at that and talk about that in the podcast. I'd never heard of the phrase broken rung. Claire talks about that so well. And look at that. We have work to do, don't we? Tracy says, let's be honest, without women, not only would customer experience fall apart, but literally no one would even be here to complain about it. That's very true. You can't leave it to us men. I mean, come on. I think we can be honest about ourselves, right, men? We're not the greatest. We're really not, although some of us think we are. What wonderful insights you have shared. And I think the headline is still a lot of work to do. And let's not forget that we are seeing major companies rolling back their DEI programs, initiatives, vocabulary. Now is not the time to think we are progressing to a wonderful place that we all want to get to. We've got to work. We've got to fight. We have to stand up. And we organizations and everything that goes with women in CX is exactly the type of thing that we should be getting behind. You don't have to be a woman to be involved in women in CX. There's you can sign up on the website to get their newsletter and educate yourself. The podcast will hopefully inform you on how to be a better ally and to give you the real lay of the land, because we've got work to do, and we will all benefit from more women in senior positions. This is a great way for us to celebrate International Women's Day by taking some action. I can't think of anything better or a better person or a better organization to get behind than women in CX. And if you want to, this week is a good week to sponsor me, to donate to ActionAid. You may have noticed I've been keeping it on the DL, but just to let you know, I'm running the London Marathon. Luckily, there's none of my family are in the house today because honestly, I'm so close. I might not make it to run the marathon because I'm going to be in hospital. Because if I mention London Marathon one more time, I think within the next month and a half, I'm going to be in trouble. As they say, it kind of takes over. So you've seen my videos. I am running the London Marathon, and I'm running it for ActionAid. ActionAid are a wonderful charity that do amazing work around the world. It's so important now more than ever with the US cutting all of their development programs. But women are more likely to be in poverty and more likely to be the victims of violence especially around the world. ActionAid, if you donate £1, all bar 12 pence goes to their programs. The 12 pence is to keep them going. So all you need to do is look at any of my LinkedIn posts, and you will see the Just Giving page. If you can donate this week to do your bit for International Women's Day, that would be great. 93 of you have donated so far, which is awesome. Claire, thank you for all your support and allyship. You are more than welcome. Always think there's more we can do. Pete Dunn, Rebel Ideas and Squiggly Careers are two great books that highlight the value of diverse leadership from very different perspectives, particularly the dangers of groupthink. This is another benefit you'd get if Pete works with you. Pete is a voracious reader and a non-stop provider of recommendations. For me, I buy the books and don't read them. Perry says, same in my house, and I'm not doing London. My marathon is in October. Yeah, it's because there's a lot of eye rolling that is there's a lot of eye rolling that's going on. Anytime I go, well, I can't because I've got to do my long run. I can't. I've got to do. Oh, have you seen my new trainers? In fact, my Amazon delivery just before was a pair of running sunglasses because it's getting a little bit sunnier. Yeah, it's kind of taken over. Just very quickly, whilst there are these t-shirts, I didn't quite like it because the G was sort of cut off. So let me just show you these. Look, bit classier, right? So they are going to be available soon. I'm just waiting for the proofs to come. I will do another game, if you like, another prize draw. If you want to be in the prize draw to win a hoodie, I will do a hoodie this time. All you need to do is comment hoodie, and I will do the draw next week on next week's show. If you want to win one of these, hopefully you can see it. It's just a little bit more understated than this. But Jane Slater is winning one of these. If you want to be in the draw for next week and you want to win a hoodie, I will take both spellings of hoodie. All you need to do is comment hoodie. As you saw the draw, which is that we did earlier, Jane won that. But if you would like to win a Get Out of Rap hoodie, just comment hoodie. Are you preferring your running in the sun? God, yes. Yes, it's far better than rain, hail. It's still a bit chilly, but I don't mind that because you can get pretty hot. I'm hoping it's not too hot on Saturday because that's my long run. So Claire says you need Audible so you can listen to audiobooks while you train. That's a good shout, actually. That's a really good shout. Claire, you are in the draw. Tracy, you are in the draw. Perry, you are in. Pete says, Claire Muscat, I now listen to more books than I read. My spicy brain retains the info far better. That's so cool. Jonathan is in. Kerry is in. And Peda is in. Keep these coming. Everyone's... Alan. Alan, hoodie/hoodie. You unfortunately, I like it, but you don't get 2 entries. So I will be giving one of these away next week. If you just comment hoodie, as you guys have done, you will be in the draw. And also, if you're watching the recording, you can also be entered into the draw. I will do it up until the end of today. So it's that time. We've got time for a couple of these, but it's time for the VT. It's the read along. Contact Center Decision Makers Guide is back. So we are going to go straight into the very first info from the Decision Makers Guide. Now, just to remind you, They survey over 400 contact center leaders about everything, and they also survey 1,000 customers. Let's get stuck in. Of use of management information systems by contact center size. Maybe you're interested in this. The only thing that really stood out to me is that small contact centers, 18% still don't have any plans to implement anything to do with management. They don't care about their performance, or maybe they're so hands-on and it is so small they don't need anywhere to store it. But I'm a one-man band, right? And I have a CRM system and ways of tracking how I'm doing. It's all free, but use of management information systems. Here we go. Look, hold on. Claire says, Pete Dunn, I'm spicy too. Audiobooks. FTW. You're going to have to help me with that one. It's momentarily gone. I also have a spicy brain. Kerry says we have a match in Matlock on Sunday. Hopefully nice weather as they are top of the league above us, and we lose enough in our league, so at least the sun will bring us joy. A cup match, Kerry. Cup upset on the cards. Chunk the game up. 10 minutes. Keep them quiet for 10 minutes. I said that to my team on Saturday, and we were 1-0 down after 48 seconds. So maybe best not to listen to me. Okay, moving on. That one I was bored by, if I'm honest. But here we go. The contact center leaders were asked, what are the most important contact center metrics? And you can see they were asked to rank them. Oh, Dan is here. Hey up. Hey up. Oh, it's good to see Dan Cohen. For the win. Thank you. I should know that. For the win. FTW. I'm going to use that now. Dan, it's great to see you, my friend. Dan is somebody who is an all-round good guy, legend, and it's the reason that we all get our Nespresso delivered on time. Kerry says, I'm always the one telling everyone, oh, what a beautiful day for a big upset. You're right. You've got to keep people's brains will go to negative. We're going to lose. They're in the league above, blah, 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 blah. You've got to counter that somehow. Anyway, most important contact center metrics. The number one was customer satisfaction, then first contact resolution, agent quality scores, adherence to service levels, call abandonment rate, speed to answer, average call duration, and cost per call. This is what the leaders said were their most important metrics. And I'm not doubting them at all in that. But what's funny is that we know customer satisfaction is lower than ever. The number one frustrator for customers is long wait times and that their calls aren't resolved first time. So it's great that leaders are focusing on them, but you do wonder whether how much of this was, I should say customer satisfaction, but actually it's cost. Or where we sit in contact centers isn't the problem. So low customer satisfaction, it's not actually about the service that we provide in contact centers. It's the brand, it's other parts that we're not responsible for, it's the website, it's things like that. But this hasn't changed from last year. These two were top last year. Now, I do want to share this with you because this is going to give you your knowledge for the year, probably, about where we are at as an industry. So have a look at this. Across all verticals, across all industries, and whether you are small, large, medium, average speed to answer is 116 seconds. Sorry, Claire, I cut you off here. I was going to say, where are the customer metrics? So they are saying, the contact center leaders are saying customer satisfaction, customer metrics, NPS, CSAT, however they measure it. Of the 400 people that they've asked, the majority say their number one important metric that they look at is customer satisfaction. which is equally great, but also a little concerning because customer satisfaction scores are historically low at the moment. So what we have work to do in the industry. This would indicate that the leaders of our contact centers are focusing on it, which is great. But let's go back to this one because, like I say, this you're going to use this knowledge. I know you are. The average speed to answer is 116 seconds. Call abandonment rate 5.9. First call resolution rate 81%. The average call duration in a service call for contact centers in the UK, 6 minutes 56 seconds. Call duration for sales 8 minutes 23 seconds. Seems long. Call transfer rate excluding receptionist 6.2. Cost of an inbound call £6.25. Cost of an outbound call £3.96. There's some commentary on this. NPS market research also rubbish. Okay, here's the summary. The average speed to answer remains extremely high at 116 seconds for the second year running. The median is also at a high level compared to historical data, suggesting that this rise is not being driven by relatively small proportion of operations. Why is it taking us longer to answer? We know this is the number one area that customers are frustrated by. Call abandonment rates have dropped from 8.4% to 5.9%, which is good to see. First contact resolution has increased slightly from 78 to 81%. Service call duration remains close to its highest recorded level. Sales calls have increased. Transferring calls has dropped, which is good. Costs are considerably higher for inbound calls than the historical average, and outbound call costs are higher than usual, which is interesting, isn't it? I'm going to flick between the two. Average speed to answer 116 seconds, mental. Call abandonment rate 5.9, first call resolution 81. So speed to answer has gone up to a historical high. Call abandonment rate is dropping, has dropped significantly. First call resolution rate has increased, which is great. Call durations have gone up, as have costs. Pete says, I genuinely think that they get in the way of a good CX outcome for the majority of brands. They do, because they either mask the problem or they stop people investigating. Claire says, NPS Defo wouldn't be my number one, which is very interesting to hear from Claire and your expertise for sure. Luke, it takes that long because companies are playing 100 seconds of call deflection messages, perhaps. What a great point, Luke. Why are we doing it? We're just frustrating people. I can't remember who it was, but they said that they go straight through to their utilities, and it already puts them in a good mood. That there's no long IVR or long message or a combination of the both. But these are the key stats. They're right at the front of Contact Babel's report. Perry says, really interesting though is the Uber story. They train their drivers to ask questions on arrival to the destination, as a customer only remembers the later interactions and forgets that the car's late on the pickup. They train their drivers to ask questions on arrival to the destination. Oh, I see. So it's when they get there. Interesting, that, Perry. Thank you, mate. We always learn something on these shows. Waffly IVRs, says Lewis. Channel shove versus channel shift. I love that. New phrase. I didn't hear that one. I've not heard that before. I've seen organizations try to shove people to digital channels by deliberately frustrating customers. What are we doing? What are they doing, rather? Absolutely bonkers, isn't it? Channel shove versus channel shift. I love that. And waffly IVRs. So just to go back to the the summary of those stats: average speed to answer remains extremely high, 116 seconds for the second year running. So we've got to stop this becoming a trend. Call abandonment has dropped to historical norms. First contact resolutions have increased slightly. Service call duration remains close to its highest recorded level, which it's hard to judge that, isn't it? Is that a good thing because we're conducting better calls where we're not as bothered by AHT and there's not somebody saying, get out of rap? No, not get out of rap, but hurry up. Sales calls have increased as well, again, to high levels. Transfer rates drop to what the historical level is, and costs are considerably higher than the historical average. Outbound call costs only a little higher than usual, but inbound call costs are going up. So this is our starting point for the year. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. The read along will be an ongoing part of the show. We have rattled through 46 minutes. This has been great. I do just want to finally point you to International Women's Day on Saturday. Peter, thank you for sharing my Just Giving page. If you could donate, that would be great. Today is a rest day. It's a run tomorrow. And I want to point you to this. Claire's guest appearance on Get Out of Rap podcast on Friday. It's not out now. It's out on Friday. Expert in CX put together a wonderful community that I can only aspire the team leader community to be like. Real role model, Claire, on Get Out of Rap on Friday. Well done, Jane, on winning the hoodie. Even after the show ends, as long as you comment on this stream hoodie, you will be entered into the draw to win one of these hoodies next week on next week's show. Next Tuesday, 10 o'clock here on LinkedIn, you can win a bit of a classier Get Out of Rap rather than the garish. I do like a big print t-shirt. That's my thing. But thank you all for watching today. Learned so much already for the win. Learned that. Channel shove. Oh, sorry, Jonathan. Let me just capture your comment. Are inbound costs going up in comparison to the rising minimum wage costs? Our agents are just hovering above minimum wage, and pay rises are in line with that. Last year was an anomaly as we reduced hours but kept pay the same. Yeah, really interesting point. It'll be good to hear some opinions on that. Is it the rise in minimum wage cost and also perhaps national insurance? Spencer, where did Claire find that amazing neon writing on her wall? She's also inspired me. I've got mine in my boxes here. I just haven't put them up yet. I used Amazon, but that's because everything has to be free or low cost. I'm sure Claire can give you the details of hers because, yeah, they are, look at that, amazing. She loves adventure. So thank you all for joining the show, giving up an hour nearly of your time on a Tuesday. I love it. I love chatting to you all. Hopefully you are all connected, expanding your networks and getting to know each other. Have a wonderful rest of the day, a wonderful week. Check out the podcast on Friday, and I will see you all next Tuesday. I won't do the abbreviation for that. I'm not that infantile. Well, maybe. Bye-bye.